Welcome to Frank, the show where all the stories are true stories, told with frank honesty and lots of laughs. All the guests so phenomenally talented they could have solved cold fusion in the time it took me to say hello to you. My name is Kat Davidson and I'll be your guide through the wonderful worlds of these talented and fearless guests. Today's show is entitled Love Bites. You'll hear tales of love, watermelons, and we ask some important questions. When is a watermelon racist? Is it okay simply to choose a life without romantic love? Kiesten McCauley has been a professional improviser since the late last century. She had brought joy to the hearts of Brisbane theatregoers, taught high school kids the joys of theatre sports, and created characters in long-form impro that will live on in infamy. She now uses the creative power station she calls a brain to work in advertising and blog the world's tastiest tastiness at Bakespiration. Kiesten, hello.
Hello.
That's a lot of stuff you've got going on.
Oh, you know, I like to keep busy. I've got plenty of time on my hands.
Excellent. Next to her upon the couch, as he tells it, Joe Shaffer is not American. He is Texan. His own website describes him as comedian, writer, actor, cartoonist, tweeter, designer, liar, lover. He came to Australia a few years ago, fell in love with our weather, our strong liquor and weak cordial, and an Aussie girl. We asked our mums and she said we get to keep him as he keeps his comedic genius along stages of the East Coast. Hello, Joe.
Hi.
Our mum said that we could keep you.
All right, that's pretty good. I've talked to your mum before. She's nice.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah.
She likes Americans.
Ah, good.
Kiesten, I need to start with an important question. If I were to say the words Benedict Cumberbatch,
Oh,
what would that do to you?
that would make me say, be still my beating heart. That would make me say he, I think, is possibly the best actor of his generation.
You think?
Hell yeah, I do.
How long have you held this belief?
Since I saw Sherlock, in which he plays the title role, Sherlock.
Does.
And he goes cluing for looks or looking for clues.
He is
Yeah.
rather good in that role.
He's excellent in that role. But yeah, then after that, I went and watched a whole bunch of other things that he's done. And next year, I'm going to the UK to see him perform Hamlet, which is my favourite Shakespearean play.
I'm so very jealous.
Favourite actor, favourite Shakespearean play, smush them together. Lots of favourites.
My husband and I went to London when David Tennant was playing Hamlet.
Ooh, I would have liked to have
Yes.
seen that.
David Tennant threw a disc, selfishly, before the play opened.
Doctor Who, why did
Yeah.
you do that?
And then some schmuck filled in for him, but whatever.
And he didn't even get in a TARDIS and go back, fix his disc.
He did not.
Cheeky.
Question though, which Benedict Cumberbatch is hotter, Sherlock Benedict Cumberbatch or Smaug the Dragon Benedict Cumberbatch?
That's difficult because Smaug the Dragon has a really beautiful voice, and one of the things I really like about Benedict's acting is the tone of voice. I think it's beautiful. His articulation is lovely. I used to be a speech and drama teacher, so to me, beautiful baritone voices with perfect articulation, ooh, it's a special thing. When I go and direct voiceovers now for the ads that I produce and write, I'm quite partial to casting the deep voice baritone.
The Benedicts.
If it calls for a male, yeah.
Speaking of males, Joe Shaffer,
me.
and speaking of celebrities, I know you are a man in love.
I am.
Is there a celebrity on your free pass list?
I don't have anything arranged in there, but I feel like my lady, she would definitely have a couple. Benedict Cumberbatch is one. James Franco, that's another one. Probably
James?
more. Yeah, she's a big James Franco
Not
fan.
Dave.
Dave Franco. Oh,
The less crazy Franco.
I guess so, and he's got less enhanced cheekbones. He's got more of a streamlined face of the Francos. He's more
No,
of a
so see, for me, it's the less crazy that's sort of more appealing about that
Or
Franco.
maybe she likes a crazy man.
Probably.
Maybe. What does that say about you, Joe?
An important question for both of you. This show is entitled, it's Frank, obviously, of the program, but the theme today is Love Bites, which brought me to thinking of vampires. Where are you both on the sparkly romantic lead vampire phenomenon which has swept the planet?
Do not talk to me of such things. If I pretend they don't exist, then they don't exist.
You're not a sparkle vampire
Hell
fan?
no. No, I'm not. No, I think it's silly.
What about an old school Bram Stoker vampire?
Yeah, I'm keener on that kind of vampire, or, yeah. There was a recent Jim Jarmusch film, Only Lovers Left Alive. There were some pretty rad vampires in that film.
What
Highly
about
recommended.
you, Mr.
I'm going to
Joe?
go Interview with a Vampire. style.
Ooh.
Yeah. Plus, Kirsten Dunst was 12 years old or whatever at the time, and I was also 12 years old. So it's just like, Kirsten Dunst.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. So that's the vampires I'll go back to. I was really big into vampires in the 90s, and then all of a sudden, 7 years ago or so, we were just like, let's make everything vampires. And now, law of diminishing returns, guys. Too many vampires.
And now they're saying, let's make everything zombies.
Yeah. Eventually, there's going to be zombie vampire romance. Werewolves attack them.
It's
$200
happened
million
already.
domestic.
I'm sure that's already happened.
Yeah.
Zombies versus
It's kind of
vampires.
Underworld. It's kind of that movie Underworld already.
Pretty much.
The show is called Frank. My guests today are Kiesten McCauley and Joe Shaffer. I'm Kat Davidson, and another question for you before we go to the break. And after the break, you will first hear from Miss Kiesten, who has a different take on romantic love. But I ask you first, Mr. Joe, you seem like a man of smooth intentions and sexy words. Have you always been a smooth operator?
Oh, no, not at all. I went to boys' Catholic school, and I spent most of my years being very awkward. But I think some people might say I've learned how to be charming and handsome.
What about you, Miss Kay?
I went to girls' Catholic school and I'm still awkward. So
Amen,
I don't know what
sister.
that says for Catholic school, really.
Excellent. So if you're looking for love advice watching the program this evening, then I'm not sure that's what's going to happen for you. But we will be back after some short messages with some tales of love.